Hi, Yuri.
Hey Jake, how's it going?
All good. How are you?
All good on my side as well. Back to back meetings today, so I was slightly trying to figure out uh, where to look at. Yeah.
This is my only meeting today, actually.
Damn. Are you hiring? Oh shit, it's not recording.
It's a KubeCon time, so people are either in Chicago or we have this thing in company called P32 that everybody
Yeah.
can pick a day in a week that he or she doesn't work, and
Oh,
two colleagues doesn't work on Wednesday, so now I'm alone in the team.
so it's like continuously not working on Wednesday?
Yeah, basically everybody picks a day and has
Uh-huh.
a like vacation on this day. I've got free Fridays, and
Yeah.
one guy pick Monday and two guys pick Wednesdays
So is it like 4 days work week
for this
or?
week. Yeah, 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 that's what we have.
Okay, maybe I should repeat my
Very huge
question.
benefit.
That's pretty, that's nice balance, like no jokes. Cool. Michal, hello. How's it going, man?
Hey guys,
Hello.
nice to see you. I'm trying to make my
Good
camera
to see
work.
you too. Yeah, please. Let's wait for a couple more minutes. Maybe somebody will appear. Otherwise, we can start. How's it going in upside, you?
Good. Don't have much, don't have enough capacity at the moment. There is a lot of work, a lot
A
of
lot of
moving
stuff.
parts. Yeah.
What are you working on? A platform or?
Yeah. Platform engineering, basically, doing like large changes in platform.
Just install crossplane and everything will be magically better.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Have you heard about Cluster API?
Cluster API is great. It's just only for clusters, you know?
Well, that's what they want, right?
Yeah,
Create
but this,
custom clusters.
yeah, but if it's crossplane, you can drive everything. I mean, I remember the up to days. It's much more than just clusters. So, so okay, looks like it's three of us today, and thanks a lot for joining. And I'll just share my screen to pinpoint the agenda. Please add yourself. I'll add you guys there. So it's quick. Yeah, so first some celebration points, and we are finalists of Security Slam again, and actually first project to achieve 100 security score, and huge kudos to you,
Yay!
Jake, who you just you attacked it in the beginning of the evening, and at the end of the evening we already at the top. Super huge kudos, really amazing. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Anyway,
2 hours
good job.
thinking. Yeah.
Good job. Perfect job.
Funny thing is that the deadline was yesterday, and we were the first who reached the high
Yeah,
score.
I mean, I think it's not the first time, right? So like last year was something similar. We rushed into the deadline, and then
Yeah,
they expanded the security slam for another month. You remember? And then like you was getting the swag for another
yeah,
sometime.
half a year.
Yeah, of a year or something. Yeah, that's Mike. That's a cool crest for the project, and like anyway useful stuff, and the most of it is built up on S-bomb pipelines that we built last year, right? So like it's a super powerful thing. So thank you again, and yeah, keeping up this momentum. That is just amazing, dude. Thank you. And yeah, it's something for the next report, CNCF report, that our current one is not yet merged, but we will able to mention it in the next one, and reviews that we will be able, like, able to continuously. keep up the security posture. That is very amazing. Maybe usually if you can maybe share super quickly your experience, what are like what you like,
Yeah,
what you didn't like.
it was pretty easy, I would
Mm.
say, because last year there were some requirements, but we actually did more than that was required when it comes to SBOMs and provenance files. So we had easier job this year. We just, in some cases, just reference the stuff that is
Mm.
already there, but mostly it was like providing this inside security insights JSON which was required by these checks. I think we have still some rest in this self-assessment document because I
Mm.
mean they provided examples with like 1 kilometer long README or
Yeah.
Markdown, right? And we just have a basic one, so that's something that can be improved in the future. But yeah, the check has passed and it's a good start.
Yeah, that is great. Thank you so much. And yeah, we can like, be prepared to the next security line, like, slowly in our own pace, reviewing and enhancing the parts that are not yet perfect, right? Uh, by the way, do you see any possible enhancements like in a current SBOM stuff, or is it just good as it is from a generic
Well,
supply
yeah, well, we
change?
should do better job with for this core DNS plugin and external DNS because
Right.
it's part
Another
of
request,
our
right?
like ecosystem,
That
right? And
that's a good point. Yeah, yeah.
because it's only about k8gb operator, but we actually deploy free things, right?
No.
And these things go under the radar, so yeah, there is room for improvement definitely.
Yeah, that's a great point. Uh, cool. Yeah. We can proceed with the next agenda if you don't mind. Yeah, another thing to notice. Yesterday we merged external contribution. Apparently, this dude. So it's a great stuff.
Yeah, we're on the same
Yeah,
call like twice or so.
yeah, yeah. Very cool. And yeah, D2IQ, his current employer, apparently, uh, and also like has a good reputation. It's a mesosphere in a community, right? So yeah, that's great to get the attention from engineers and companies of this caliber. That's pretty good. And speaking of the big companies, I'm in conversations with Rafael, and he's apparently deploying KGB or evaluating actively KGB to some of the Red Hat customers. And that's good for the project. But we naturally getting more interesting kind of stability, reliability related questions. And the main concern is good old split brain, right? And a split brain it's like vertical with access to external HDNS, right? To be able to update the zones configuration stuff, and horizontal as well for coordination between KGB instances. So we have a long-standing thing, and that's something like if we have some spare cycles, so that's something to probably dedicate from a stability standpoint. Basically, yeah. So two things. One is like you to deterministically test the behavior because currently we don't have a deterministic expectations what will happen with this network partition and that network partition. I mean, from out of running KGB experience runtime, we neglect that, right? Because it's not a network partition is rarely happening, and even if it happens, it's neglectable. But it would be cool to prove it deterministically, right, and create like some document and some form of test, like I mean, if it fails, it will be this situation will create and nothing dramatical critical will happen. So something along these lines. And in addition to that, we have a good old split brain mechanism. I think, Michael, you remember this one pretty well in Infoblox code base, right? So where we are keeping this heartbeat checks in a TXT record in HDNS. So it is able to eventually in upside by default, right? Because we stress the Infoblox systems too much. but the split brain approach did work. So for a real while in practice, right? So how I had it in my mind and with validate my thinking, guys. So first, we need to create this set of expectations to understand the problem in a more consistent manner, because currently it's in the between of gut feelings and operational judgment. Then we figure out like if we really need to invest into split brain mechanism, and if we do, we can try to retrofit and move an info blocks logic into a generic external DNS provider. So something like that. And if you have a more up-to-date experience with that stuff, yeah, that in AppSo, for example, that's also interesting to hear.
And there was also some enable split brain property, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Or...
yeah. We have it in a chart. So currently it is disabled by default. So we have it here.
Did Rafał try it with these with setting it to true?
Yeah, I mean the main problem here is not even like absence of split brain or the presence of split brain, is a understanding of the behavior of the k8gb operator in that in this context, right? So basically, when you're talking with trying to implement something, especially in a customer base, you need to somehow reason and provide a confidence that this stuff will work. And currently we are lacking it, at least from a documentation perspective and like public understanding of this problem domain, that yeah, it is safe. Like maybe like after we invest into that tests of split brains and we will get some results, maybe we will just come up with a conclusion that we don't need any additional logic, and that will be cool outcome in general. Even if we realize that we still need some advanced mechanism to support the split brain scenarios to make it safer, then at least we will have a better understanding how the k8gb will behave, and the operator platform engineers that operates and responsible for k8gb operations at least will be ready for the situation or the split brain, right? So we need to document it as our test and document. That will be first step. So I think I will put it like a help needed. Help wanted, extra attention is needed, and feel free to jump on it if you have a seconds. Obviously, like and especially maybe like if it's somehow valid for production scenario in AppSo, that's the best environment to test. I will also ask Millennium BCP guys if they're interested in participation, because they have a k8gb in production. So like that's the best environment to test the stuff. And yeah, anybody who has a spare cycles can recreate it, for example, AWS Kant environment, and see how it behaves. So yeah, that's kind of the goal of it. Any feedback?
Maybe just a comment that it's mostly issue with it. In case of round robin, it's not the issue, right? It's mostly when there's a primary and secondary switch.
Well, depends how you treat it, right? Even in case of round robin, we have at least 2 k8gb instances, right? And they are configuring the zone delegation for themselves. What happens if they do not know about the presence of each other? So it's like this horizontal network partition. Then they will compete for the zone delegation of, yeah, I mean, and again, yeah, they will just in parallel, they will update, right?
In the worst case, they will be like rewriting each other, right? Which ends up in round robin.
Yeah, so that's exactly the cases that we ideally want to document in this story, right? Because okay, split brain sounds critical, but in our great asynchronous distributed design, it's not so dramatic when it happens, right? So we can live with that. So something like that to document the confidence will be great, right? So that's pretty much the situation. And additional is vertical, is HDNS, vertical split brain. It's also, we can reason about the similar stuff. Like, okay, so we definitely configure zone delegation once, and we updating from time to time when the number of nodes or load balancers, external load balancers are changing, right? So even if we have a low chance of vertical network partition, like north-south, I mean the zone delegation doesn't disappear right immediately. So you will still have a traffic directed to the associated coordinate services. So again, like documents that it will be a temporary event of not providing the zone delegation updates, and that's it. The operations will not be affected. The next kind of situation when the coordinates is not available at all, but then it's a real malfunction. And basically, to describe this all and test all these failure scenarios, that's probably the main ask of this issue. Make sense? Cool. Yeah. So a million MBCP guys are not on the call, so I will put that back to the backlog. Back to the backlogs. This is application. Yeah. Good question, KJGB. If you need to ping, what I did.
It's because we're missing the last percent, right, for the score.
Yeah. So basically, initially I followed the recommendations. I sent an announcement to the emailing list according to the sandbox, whatever reviewing requirement, and everybody got it, and you got a feedback, right? So I honestly not sure. I'll try to maybe look into the agenda. So it's my understanding how this process works. So there are regular TUC technical review committee meetings, and they crunching it piece by piece, like group by group. This reviewing of the annual reviews and stuff. And actually, they have also a queue of a new project coming into Sandbox, so it's continuously getting updated. But I think we will not spam much. If we send another email to the mailing list, we might do it. But first, I think I will look at the schedule.
Yeah, also check the other open PRs on this repo.
Yeah.
And for other project, it took like a week or so, but there are also some PRs hanging for a long time. So it's much like based on the reviewer who was assigned for this PR, how long does it take? But for other PRs, I also noticed that it's required to have 2 approvals, two green marks there. So we'll probably need to wait even longer.
Yeah, the place other yeah. No, yeah, I think we can just remind about ourselves and actually, reason about security slam as well, right? So that it kind of stops us from the high score. Irji, do you want to do it, by the way? It will create like, nice, vibrant feeling of the community. So it's not only me who was, sending original email, but you as a security slam hero can.
If you give me the email, I can send it.
Yeah.
I don't know where to send it.
Yeah, let's actually the review.
Yeah, I don't want to be pushy at the same time, right?
Yeah. So annual review documentation.
Oh, it's send an email to TOC mailing list. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the roots. To yeah, that guy. Cool. Yeah, remember that it distributes to them all. So yeah, I'm trying not to respond to this kind of mailing list. So, but Now we have all reasons to do it. I believe it was there for several months. Yeah, uh, good
Yeah,
discussion. Thank you, Irj.
I read the
Yeah,
next
Irj.
one.
Yeah.
It's he asked about adding this self-assessment markdown to this repo. I'm, I'm a little bit hesitant to do that because there are projects that mostly cope with security. Not all of them.
Well, Hibernate is not. I mean, yeah, policy, but it's not specifically security, right?
Well, they have the security provider equal to yes, right? Because they're like it's like the main. I
Uh,
think yeah, Kybernetes
Main
provides
driver.
security stuff.
Hmm. Okay, Harbor is not security. I mean, it's OCI registry.
But
Well, they
they
built next.
sign all the images, right? They have, yeah. In total, is
Well,
the security related key log is like authorization, authentication, right?
yeah,
SPV security thing.
yeah, but I think it makes sense from also visibility perspective.
It's good to know about it. Like even if when our self-assessment document is in better shape, yeah. I mean, if
Yeah,
it has
yeah,
one
yeah.
kilometer like with all
No,
diagrams and whatnot, we can contribute, but not sure we are
yeah, but
in that
the
state.
documents looks like serious work, right? So it's not something, not a one-liner. But yeah, maybe we can create a GitHub issue for it right away. What do you think? To track?
Yeah, and also I was thinking about creating a web page from this README. Like if it's in better shape, it can be part of
Yeah, yeah.
k8gb.io.
So create self-assessment of KGB,
Oh, we have this, but it was like very basic one.
KGB, and contribute it to, what is that? To CNCF Tech Security. And I don't know.
Yeah, my comment in general is it's a free form text, right? And there is no automation behind this text, and everybody can put there anything what I want. It's like
Okay.
it needs to be updated based on the reality, so it like brings a burden to us. I'm not like a huge fan of this
Yeah,
human
yeah.
involved documents, right? But
Can consider it creation of such document. Ooh, the some good examples in the repo, and I have a grammar only that nicely fixes my English. So
when and we actually have this document present in our repo. It was necessary to pass the
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, but it's very
But I
basic.
like, yeah. Version of it was created here. This one, and it- all right, that's good. Cool. All right. All right. The last one for today. Go shoot your J.
Yeah, I've opened this PRs like 1 hour ago. The first one is yeah, I mentioned that I'm not a big fan of this human,
Mm-hmm.
manually updating something. So this is it tries to update the version in that security inside file.
What?
I mean, yeah, the security inside file has
Uh-huh.
a latest version there. I don't know why it's there,
Uh,
but they have it in their examples. So
uh-huh.
it's using Renovate. Like you can have custom matchers for Renovate, and
Mm-hmm.
it will take the version from GitHub repo. So if we create a release in GitHub repo, the Renovate is configured to run I'm periodically, I think each day it's a certain time, and if
Mm,
there is a new release, it should update the security inside the YAML file and create
pretty
PR
cool.
from it.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And yeah, one long-term thing like this is annoying, right? So we have false positives
That's
for
the other
every
PR.
second PR. Yeah.
Yeah, if you open the other
Yeah.
PR, and also the first PR also added a renovate tag on each PR that's created by renovate,
Mm-hmm.
and this the other PR will skip the Terra tests and upgrade tests for those PRs. It's quite controversial because there can
Yeah.
be issues that will,
In the
if you upgrade
core.
a
Mm.
dependency, it can break something, but the build test will run anyway, so it will check if the binary is still buildable, right? Because that all the dependencies bumps will can make it not buildable, and also it will be like if it is merged, one can always remove that label, and if this label is removed, it will run the test. So, for
Ah,
instance, if
okay.
we are bumping some major dependency, there is still a way to run the Terra test, and we can be sure that it still works.
Oh, nice. So did you test that flow from like, removal level perspective? Does it trigger
It's hard to
the
test
cycle?
when it's not
Yeah.
merged, right? Because it's
Okay,
totally
okay.
new.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. So we can actually merge that stuff. Uh, I'll approve right away, so no reason to postpone.
Yeah, I'm going to
It's a bit of a
approve as
trade-off,
well.
right? We'll lose
Yeah,
some security, but at the same time, I think it's mostly ignored. Like there are so many
yeah,
failures right now.
yeah. But in any case, we will need to fix that stuff one day. Yeah, or another, because I think for Vitter's PR, it fails for a real reason. And given that, there are a lot of false positives, we don't know what this real reason is, right? So,
It's
yeah,
non-deterministic. That's the worst thing.
yeah,
If I
exactly.
rerun it, it's becomes green,
Mm,
and
yeah. So, yeah, the fixing pipelines is the long-term stuff. Yeah, eventually we need to enhance. All right, so these two usually feel free to merge. I think, yeah, and we will test them with uh, latest PRs.
do you have
Cool.
any ideas where we can
Yeah.
use renovate for upgrading that dependencies?
You mean on other places, or
Yeah, I
it's
think
already
it's
create some amount of
right.
yeah.
It scans those YAML files, so it can be applied for Helm charts as well, and it actually works for these values of the YAML. So, for instance, we have a version of Jaeger and whatnot there, and it opens that PR. I think we should be good, right? Maybe in the mark, no, what's it called? Makefile. Don't we have any versions in Makefile? Because by default it doesn't scan the make files. Yeah, there are
No,
some
we
versions
definitely,
actually
yeah. There are a
that can
bunch.
scan
But,
those as
yeah,
well. Yeah.
cool. Yeah, good point. You want an issue for that?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, it's another
Yeah,
fancy regular expression.
yeah. Renovate to what a more uh code-based containing version. So
Makefile.
make file is the first candidate. Done. Okay, so follow up for renovate exposure. All right. All right. I think that's it for today. If no other topics, we can conclude.
Do
I
we have
think
any
we
presence on KubeCon?
No, I mean,
Not this
I'm not
year.
attending an A derivative. I'm staying around in Prague, and yeah, that's a problem, right? So if even if a single engineer will be like knowing upfront that we are attending, so we could do even a boost stuff, right? So there is like
Mhm.
on sandbox projects, like there are boosts. For me, like, and I'm 99% sure I will be in Paris, but here we
Same.
go. And yeah, so like the question is, so I'll definitely will have a cross-playing boost duty there or bound boost duty or both, whatever. So if you, for example, if you go there and you probably will have your boost as well from Giant Swarm,
Mhm.
yeah, so we'll need to coordinate all that stuff somehow nicely. I mean, I see no blockers from my employers in participation in
Same. Yeah.
general. Obviously, the employer stuff has a precedence, but in between, we can take care of our booths. So if you like, if two of us or ideally three of us, if you, Michal, will join, that will be super cool. So we can, plan this booth attendance, something like that,
Couple of
right?
hours
So
would
I
be
mean,
nice. Yeah. Not
yeah,
whole
yeah,
day,
yeah.
right? Because
Exactly. No, no, no. Yeah, and it's usually in shifts, right? So like, couple of hours each of us, maybe like, it will be Rex boost or something. Yeah. And it will be like already good enough. And in the meantime, while we are not around, we leave the stickers there, or maybe you can prepare like simple some, printouts or whatever
we need
like
T-shirts,
that.
right?
Oh yeah, that that actually like might be not a bad idea to create in some small batch amount. I don't mind to sponsor it personally, so
Upside
why
is
not?
paying, right?
Yeah, we'll see. All right.
We should ask the
Yeah.
mothership.
I heard Tapsa is a huge financial organization. They can just, create an endless amount of swag. What about that, Michael?
Uh, yeah, I think that everyone is just wants to listen me to make some t-shirts.
Yeah. All right, dudes. It was seriously great to see you today. Yeah. And yeah, thanks you so much for your continuous contributions in KGB. And see you in 2 weeks. Thank
Yeah.
you.
See ya.
Yeah.
See you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.